What's up, guys? It's Gorilla Vinny. Thanks for coming through to another virtual workout. We'll do it like we always do. We'll start with a warm-up, go through 9 rounds, 3 minutes apiece, 1 minute of rest in between, and then we'll end with a cool down and a stretch. As always, safety is number one priority, so please, throughout the workout, go at your own pace, take breaks when you need to, stay hydrated, drink water, and modify exercises when and where necessary. I might ask you to do something that, for one reason or another, whether it's an injury or inflexibility, whatever it may be, you may need to modify the movement. So please do so to the best of your ability. But as much as you can, stick to what I do. And the more you're able to over time, the better you get at these movements. So let's do our best. We came to work out. We came to learn. Let's make it happen.
All right, let's begin with jumping jacks. Remember to meet your hands at the top, your feet at the bottom, and stay light on your feet throughout. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and try to stay as steady as possible. You have 8 seconds to go. Stay relaxed and just get that blood flowing. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Now we'll be going into high knees. Try to get your knees up to your waist. Here we go. Knees up to your waist. Stay light on your toes. Try to keep the heels off the ground. And you could pump your arms the way I'm doing as well. Your goal is to stay relaxed. Warm up that stomach. Warm up those legs. Warm up those calves and ankles as well. Staying loose the whole time. From here, we're going to go into squats. Keep your feet slightly wider than your shoulders, and then start going down. Bring that butt to about as low as your knees if you can. Just sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Keep your feet flat, and try not to let your knees go past your toes. Deep breaths in and out. Inhale as you go down, exhale as you come out. And time. Good. From here, we'll be going down to the floor. Push-up position, shoulders over your wrists, and mountain climbers. Run those knees to your chest. Try to keep your body weight forward so that your lower body is relaxed and light. And then you can use your stomach muscles to drive your knees up towards your chest. 3, 2, 1, and time. From here, we'll go into push-ups. Keep those wrists wider than your shoulders, and down and up. Here we go. Chest down, as close as you can to the ground. Make sure your eyes are past your fingertips. Try to keep your back straight, your legs straight, and extend those arms all the way up as you come up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Elbows down onto the ground. We'll go into plank position now, and then we'll start rotating the hips left to right. As you do this, try to keep your elbows evenly pressed into the ground and loosen up those hip muscles while you stretch out those obliques. Side to side, working the stomach, working the core. For another 3, 2, 1, and time. On your back, we'll finish with bicycle crunches. Try to meet your knee to your opposite elbow. Twisting your shoulders, bicycling your legs. Last 10 seconds. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Very good. Let's get back to our feet. Let's get into shadow boxing. So as we shadow box, our main objective should be to stay loose and relaxed and kind of warm up our body and our brain for the type of movements we're about to do. We don't have to go too crazy. We don't have to do anything too advanced. We can keep it simple and stick with the fundamentals. But you should be throwing jabs and crosses, hooks, uppercuts, and a mixture of the different types of combinations and strikes you might want to throw throughout your workout. Again, we've done more standard, regular movements, more generic movements like squats and push-ups, things that the body hopefully doesn't have to think too much about. And now we're starting to increase our range of motion and be more specific about how we're moving around and, again, prepping the body for what's going to go down for the next 30 or so minutes. So stay light on your feet. Try to have good form, good technique. Maintain your breathing. You got 5 more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and time.
So you can see we're in a different spot today. We're downstairs in the basement at CKO Carroll Gardens. It's a great spot to train. If you ever train with me one-on-one, sometimes we come down here. Otherwise, if you've never had the opportunity to come through, I would suggest coming downstairs at CKO Carroll Gardens and checking out the spot. They have free weights over there, a few different bags, a teardrop bag. They have double end. They even have a speed bag over in the corner. So if you're a member here, or even if you're a member at Park Slope, you can pay a small drop-in fee and you can check out this basement. It's something I would definitely suggest you doing at some point in the future. But today, what we're going to do is working from down here, we're going to work on longer combinations. So I'll try to keep it as straightforward as possible in terms of the strikes, but we're going to try to kind of daisy chain some of our typical combinations into longer combos. So things we will often throw, particularly when it comes to boxing, the jab, cross, hook, right? We throw a cross, hook, cross, the uppercut, hook, cross, the jab, jab, cross, things like that. We're going to try to daisy chain those into longer combos, adding legs and knees and elbows as well. So first combination, what we'll do when we start is we'll take those first three. Let's start with boxing first, since it's a little bit more straightforward. You don't have to worry about your legs as much. And we'll do those first three that I talked about. Let's do the jab, cross, hook. Then from here, we're actually going to slip and roll, give it a little bit of head movement to connect them. Jab, cross, hook. I'm going to slip and I roll, cross, hook, cross. From here, I'm going to roll again. I'm just going to go roll right from this cross. I'm going to go in a kind of diagonal line back, take a little step with it. Boom. And then let's throw the cross, hook, cross again after that. Let's just keep it real simple for this first one. It's 9 strikes all together, a little bit of head movement in between. So again, jab, cross, hook. I slip to my front shoulder. I roll, cross, hook, cross. I roll directly again, cross, hook, cross again. Try to focus on your form and your technique as you go through. You don't have to go very fast, but the more fluid you can make it, the better. All right, we're going to start these rounds. We'll give it a shot. All right, here we go. Here's our rounds. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it going. Jab, cross, hook, slip, roll, cross, hook, cross, roll again, cross, hook, cross. Okay, move it around. I'll try to demonstrate from different angles. Jab, cross, hook. I slip. I roll, cross, hook, cross. I roll again with a little step that time. Cross, hook, cross. All right, I'll do it straight to the camera. Jab, cross, hook, slip, roll, cross, hook, cross. Roll back, cross, hook, cross. Facing this direction. Jab, cross, hook, slip, roll, cross, hook, cross. I roll back, cross, hook, cross again. As you do it, all the same stuff applies, right? Try to keep those elbows narrow. Try to keep your chin down. Make sure you're moving your hips and your shoulders as you go around. Make sure you're turning those knuckles over. You don't want to punch like you're on an elliptical machine, right? You want to make sure you turn your knuckles over. When you throw that lead hook, you can throw a palm down, European style, or palm in, American style. I tend to switch between both. Do whatever feels comfortable for you, but try to make it fluid again, right? 1, 2, 3, slip. Roll, 2, 3, 2, roll, 2, 3, 2. Make sure when you roll, using your legs, all right? You don't want to use your stomach. Stomach is more for the slip. Boom, I turn my body, I squeeze my stomach, I kind of crunch down a little bit, turn my shoulder, get my head off line of that straight punch. So I throw my jab, cross, hook. I use my stomach to slip a little bit of my legs, but when I roll is really when I activate my legs. Bang. Notice my upper body doesn't move much. I'm not bending over. Some people do that. It happens sometimes. We do what we have to do not to get hit. But the best way to do it is the Mike Tyson way. He's one of the best examples of beautiful head movement and rolling using his legs, keeping his upper body ready to hit, whether he wants to hit down here or he wants to hit here or here. His upper body is always ready and primed to throw strikes. We want to do the same thing, right? So jab, cross, hook, slip, roll, cross, hook, cross. I roll back, cross, hook, cross again. All right. Again, I got the mirror right behind you. Guys can't see it, but I can watch myself. If you have a mirror that you can watch yourself in, when you throw these combinations, it helps you look to see and kind of stay honest. Am I keeping my hands up? Am I keeping my elbows in? Am I keeping my body at a 45-degree angle, or am I standing very straight, very square? So if you have the opportunity, the ability to train in front of a mirror or even videotape yourself, it's going to help you improve your technique and kind of catch things you might not have caught otherwise. All right, we have 24 seconds left. Keep it moving. Jab, cross, hook, slip, roll, cross, hook, cross. I roll back, cross, hook, cross. When we roll, we can roll in different directions too. I can roll straight back. I can roll kind of at a 45-degree angle. I can roll very laterally. So those things really depend on what your opponent's doing. Give them all a try. We're done in 2, 1, and time. Very good. So that's a small, the first example of what we'll do. Again, we have 9 rounds. That was the first one. Last round, I'll ask you to do long combinations on your own. And again, one way to think about it is not always, oh my God, I have to throw 9 different strikes. Think about it in terms of typical combos, let's say common combos that you throw often, and you're kind of chaining them together. So it's more, I'm going to throw 3 combos in terms of numbers as opposed to I'm going to throw 9 strikes. All right, let's think of that again when we throw some other strikes. So jab, cross, roundhouse, very typical combination. Jab, cross, hook, roundhouse, another typical combination. So for this next combo, let's throw jab, cross, hook, roundhouse. Let's start with that. Boom. Once I throw that, once I plant that foot, let's throw cross, hook, cross, roundhouse. And then from here, let's throw just a check, cross, hook, cross. Okay, so simple ways to put it together. And there's the beginning of the round. Jab, cross, hook, roundhouse. Boom, plant the foot, cross, hook, cross, roundhouse. And from here, I'm going to check, cross, hook, cross. So we're just using that check to kind of thread a couple of those pieces together, right? So from here, jab, cross, hook, roundhouse. Boom. Cross, hook, cross, roundhouse again. I check with my front leg. I throw that cross, hook, cross one more time. I'll do it in this direction. Again, jab, cross, hook, roundhouse. Plant the foot. Once I plant the foot, I bounce right back off of it into my cross, hook, cross. Boom. Maybe I throw that second roundhouse to the body. First one was down to the leg. Maybe I throw that second one to the body. From here, they throw a kick back. I'm going to check it, step down, cross, hook, cross again. Very straightforward from the angle. So you could follow along the same way. Jab, cross, hook, roundhouse. Cross, hook, cross, roundhouse again. Check, cross, hook, cross. Do it one more time in this direction. Move around, step forward, step back. Ready? I throw that jab, cross, hook. Maybe a leg kick. Cross, hook, cross. Body kick. Check, cross, hook, cross. And then I reset and I do it again. All right? Try to use your space wherever you are. At most here, I'm probably in, let's say, an 8x8 space, 6x6-ish, right? Something like that. Not a lot of room, but I'm able to do the entire workout within this small space that I have. Hopefully you guys can do the same, all right? So move it around. Again, jab, cross, hook, roundhouse, cross, hook, cross, boom, roundhouse. I check at the end, cross, hook, cross again. And what I am looking for you guys to do is get comfortable with these longer combinations, hopefully to improve the volume of how many strikes you throw within a workout, but also to have you think, okay, if one thing doesn't work, what's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing I can do? So you're not stuck with, I can only throw 2 or 3 things at a time. In reality, that's probably what's going to land if you're protecting yourself. We're under a minute to go. Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on the clock. But in reality, yeah, you might only land 2 or 3, 4 strikes maybe at a time, and that's going to be what your exchanges are. At the same time, though, it's good to, every once in a while, practice these kind of longer flows because it gives you the opportunity to be versed in really just continuing striking, right? It can be a little bit of pressure. It gives you creativity. That's your 30-second mark. It gives you creativity, and it gives you the ability to just kind of keep going and not just be stuck at, okay, if this didn't work, what do I do next? You always have something ready to flow after. You never know. You might get someone that, puts a lot of pressure, and you might have a really good exchange where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikes in a row. It might look like a Street Fighter game, right? So last time through, jab, cross, hook, roundhouse, cross, hook, cross, roundhouse, check, cross, hook, cross. There's a round. Take a deep breath in, exhale, breathe, going into round 3. And again, we're just going to keep it going. We can do these 9, 10 movement combinations. Again, if you need to pause the video, go back and see what we did, that's fine. Remember, these videos are more for the flow of the workout rather than individually going over the details of the slip or the roll or throwing the cross. I have the other section, the fight library, which I'm building little by little, and where you can go and look up more detailed explanations of the individual movements and defense and strategy, whatever it is. All right. So for this next combination, let's do another boxing combo. All right. So from here, let's throw a jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross. Okay. So jab, jab, cross. I slip once. I slip twice. Lead hook, cross, lead hook. I'm going to slip to my lead shoulder, roll back, uppercut, hook, cross, okay? Let's try it all together. I'll do it in this direction now. So jab, jab, cross, slip to my rear shoulder, slip to my front shoulder, hook, hook, cross, hook. I'm going to slip, I'm going to roll, uppercut, hook, cross, all right? When you roll and you decide to throw the uppercut versus the cross, really depends how far away you are from your opponent, what kind of movement they have. Sometimes I roll back, I'm too far to land that uppercut, so I'll throw that cross. Sometimes when I roll, maybe they move with me, and then I just dig in that uppercut, depending on where they're at, right? Maybe they have their hand on one side of me, or they're close enough that I could still land that uppercut. Really depends. Both work. The situation is really what's going to dictate when you do one versus the other. All right, so from here, jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross. I move it around in this direction. Jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross. Notice also I'm trying to be pretty disciplined about where I put my hands, right? I try to make sure when I throw my uppercuts, my arms are perpendicular to the ground. When I throw my hooks, my arms are parallel to the ground. When I throw my crosses, I'm in a straight line, here to here, as opposed to kind of throwing them out from the outside. We can develop these bad habits if we don't have somebody kind of on top of us training, if we don't watch ourselves in the mirror or on videotape to look. So try to be really precious, try to be really strict and disciplined about maintaining these very proper angles. Better you do it in training, better you do it out there if you ever have to use your hands to protect yourself, all right? So again, I'm in my fighting stance, right? Jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross, all right? Do it from the big angle this way. So jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross, hook, hook, cross, hook, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross. See, if you do it wrong, you just do it again. Correct yourself, stop yourself as necessary, right? So I'm in here, I'm going to move, I'm going to give myself a little bit of head movement now, just to make this feel a little bit more realistic, right? Jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross. Even myself, I made up the combination, and even I can struggle with it sometimes, but that's okay. That's why we do it over and over. Remember, it's not a test, it's training, right? It's not about doing it right just once, 30-second mark. It's not about doing it right just once. It's about, if you mess it up, doing it right the next time, or doing it a little better the time after that, over and over and over until you perfected it. Then even once you perfect it, you have to continue doing it in order to keep that level of proficiency high, all right? Jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross. Move, elbows in. Jab, jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross, hook, slip, roll, uppercut, hook, cross. And then there's a round. Good, take a deep breath in. For this next round, let's work, drill a little bit, slipping and rolling. And we'll add the checks in there as well. It's really just going to be working those few movements so that you get better at them. And because when we go into these kind of flow drills, these exercises that help us do these long combinations, often they are stitched together with these defensive movements, which makes sense. Very seldom are you going to throw 7, 8, 9 strikes on a person without them at least responding with something, right? Unless you're really nailing them. And if you're doing that much, you should probably back off. You're not looking to beat anybody up. You just want to defend yourself and get out of the situation whenever possible. So with this next drill, let's slip, roll, move. Slip, roll, move. And I want you to check and then check individually, just like that. So it's going to be slip, roll, move it around, slip, roll the other way, move it around, check, move it around a little bit, check. And that's all we're going to do. Let's add these defenses in there, all right? So full round just started, round 4, full round of just defensive movements. So I'm going to be here. See if you can do them with a little bit of pep too, right? Slip, roll, bang, right? Slip, roll, right? Check, bang, check. Boom. Remember when you check, you want to try to keep your upper body where it is. Use your stomach muscles. I might dip into it a little bit, but you don't want to dip down here. Dip down here. For the most part, you want to bring your leg up to your elbow. All right, when we throw the checks. All right, remember they're blocks. Slip, roll, check, check. When you check too, you might need to get into a bit of a narrower stance, right? So I might be good here to slip and roll, but when I check, might help to be a little bit more narrow, which is why typically you see Thai fighters in a much narrower stance, a little bit more square, right? As opposed to MMA fighters, boxers, kickboxers, right? Even kickboxers will stand a little bit more like this, but what might work for one defensive movement might be a little bit tough for the other, so make that adjustment, right? I'm moving around, slip, roll, push, slip, roll, check, 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 slip, roll. You can start to chain them together in different ways as well, right? Slip, roll, check. As I'm doing so, you can probably see my feet in the camera. For the most part, my heels are slightly off the ground, and even if they're not, you should know that my weight is in the front of my feet for the most part. I'm seldom, if ever, on my heels, and if I am, you find me on my heels, it's a mistake. It's not something I'm trying to do. It means I haven't, drilled that position well enough. I haven't done it in a while, or maybe I'm tired. But you want your feet to be with the weight on the front and the heel slightly up, and that's going to give you a lot more control of shifting your weight, moving side to side, squeezing your stomach and rolling. You're going to have a lot more, unless with your heels up, than you will with your heels down. What happens is when my heels are down, if I shift my weight and I lose it, it allows me to kind of sit back and lose my position. All right, you got 30 seconds. So the best you can. That's why I drill so hard and why I speak about it so much, about keeping those knees bent a little bit, allowing those heels to come up, and really kind of positioning your weight in the front of your feet. Slip, 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 roll, check, 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 slip, roll, turn, boom, and time. Breathe. Very good. So again, these are things that we're going to drill over and over, and they're important to learn individually, again, the slips and the rolls, as well as in the context of these longer combinations. All right, let's see. For this next combination, let's throw a teep, cross hook. Let's slip, roll, uppercut, hook, hook, slip, roll, hook, roundhouse. All right, it's a little bit long, I know, but we can do it. So teep, cross hook, slip, roll, hook, hook, hook. I already forgot it. All right, we're going to have to cut this part. All right, so I stopped the video, figured out what the combination is going to be. We're cutting back in right now. This is what we're going to do. From here, we're going to go teep, cross hook. We're going to slip and roll. Hook, uppercut, cross. Then we're going to check and roundhouse with that back leg. Okay, one more time. We're going to teep, cross hook, slip, roll, hook, uppercut, cross. Then with my back leg, check and roundhouse that time. As I throw that cross, they might see that I'm open here, and that's why they're going to go throw that round kick, which is why we check and then respond with that same round kick. All right? We're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go at round 5. All right? So from here, again, teep, cross, hook, slip, roll, hook, uppercut, cross. I check, roundhouse. All right. And again, that's what happens sometimes when we throw these long combinations, especially when I'm making them up on the fly. We kind of get lost in what we're doing, lost in the sauce, right? But we come right back on track as best as we can. We continue with it. All right. So if I'm facing this direction, right, it's teep, cross, hook, slip, roll, hook, uppercut, cross. I check with my back leg and I throw that roundhouse. If I'm going in this direction, okay, I'm right here. I teep. I step down into a cross and a hook. I slip, roll, big rear hook, uppercut, cross. I check, bang, roundhouse. One more time facing the back so you get this angle as well. So I teep, I step down, cross, hook, slip, roll, rear hook, lead uppercut, cross. I check, bang, I throw that roundhouse. When you throw that roundhouse at the end, you see I'm doing this kind of big kind of follow through. You can throw the round kick, snap it, and bring it back when you're shadow boxing. Again, shadow boxing the roundhouse can be challenging even for myself. And sometimes if you got bad knees because of the twisting motion, you got to be a little bit careful about it. But even if you got good knees, you got to be careful about it. So you can either plant, stand. You don't have to get up on the ball of your foot every time. Just know that that's the right way you should throw it, especially on the bag and on an opponent. Or again, you can throw it, tap the ground, bring it back. That's another way that some people train to, so they get in the habit of bringing that leg back. Or, if you want to practice just swinging through, you can do that as well. So again, combination is teep, cross, hook, slip, roll, hook, uppercut, cross. Then I check, put my foot down, roundhouse. All right? Make sure you gain your balance, not like I just did. And part of the reason I lost my balance is because you can see probably the weight shifted to my heel. If you go and rewind that last 15 seconds ago, you'll see that my weight shifted to my heel, and that's one of the reasons I fell backwards. So as best as you can, stay on the balls of your feet, right? Again, difficult to do with the roundhouse when you're shadow boxing, but the more you can practice it, the better martial artist you will become, all right? So again, from here, I throw this teep, bang. I step down, cross, hook, slip, roll, rear hook, lead uppercut, cross. I check with this back leg, boom, I throw that roundhouse. Notice when I throw these, opposing strikes, I'm being really strict about keeping my hands back to my face, right? So I throw this teep, boom, I step down, cross, hands here, hook, hands here, I slip, I roll, rear hook, where's my lead hand? Lead uppercut, where's my rear hand? Cross, hand always comes back to my face. I check, bang, roundhouse, I bring it back, all right? You got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a round right there, all right? Take a breather. We're going to go into this next round again, make it a little bit longer, and let's add some knees and elbows for this next one. But again, a little bit of a longer combination. So from here, let's throw a jab, cross. I want to step in, elbow, elbow, all right? Straight elbow with the front hand, round elbow with the back hand. Notice my palm is facing down. I'm using the bony part of my elbow right here. So jab, cross, I step in, straight elbow from the side. Jab, cross, boom. Straight elbow right here. Just straight forward, not an uppercut. All right, so jab, cross, straight elbow, round elbow. All I'm going to do is I'm going to dip. I'm going to come back up. Uppercut, hook. Very tight. It's not going to be like I threw in the last combination where these are very big, right? Now we're going to throw an uppercut, hook really tight, and then I want to come up and grab my opponent, let's say in a clinch position. Let's throw a knee, switch knee, down into an elbow, okay? So a little bit longer. So jab, cross, elbow, elbow, dip, up, hook, grab up, knee, switch knee, step down into the elbow. All right, let's see you guys do it. Round's already on. We're at 251 right here. All right, so here, jab, cross, I step in, straight elbow, round elbow, I dip, uppercut, hook, I grab in, knee, switch knee, I step down, I throw that elbow. All right, down to this side. So from here, I'm moving around. Right, maybe I'm a little bit more of in a tie stance for this. I throw that jab, cross, straight elbow, round elbow. I dip just a little bit. Maybe we throw those elbows. They try to swing wildly. Boom, I get under, pop, pop. Just tag them up real quick. Uppercut, hook. Now from here, I'm going to slide in, get my hands right behind their head. Knee, switch, knee. Maybe I shove them back a little bit. Bang, but just enough at a distance that I can throw that elbow, round elbow right at the edge. Right, so again, jab, cross, I step in, elbow, elbow, dip, uppercut, hook, I slide in, knee, switch knee, bang, elbow. And again, I'm trying to, once I throw that uppercut hook, I'm assuming I'm on the inside, I can kind of swim in, and I can swim my hand right behind their head, right where my hands would be like this, right? So I bang, bang, throw that knee, pull them in, I pull their head down, force them to go like this, and then either drive the knee to their face, their chest, their stomach if I can, bang, bang, step that elbow down at the end, all right? So from here, I'm moving around, right? Here, maybe more of a Thai march, right? As opposed to this kind of boxing, kickboxing movement, right? A little bit more of a Thai march. I step in, bop, bop, bang, bang, dip, upper, hook, knee, bang, elbow at the end. And notice when I throw, I have like these little pauses here and there, mainly because what I'm trying to do for myself is establish control of these movements. I know when I'm actually holding on to somebody and I'm going full force that I can go hard if I need to, but what I want to be able to do is at every level, at every energy intensity, right? Low energy, moderate energy, high intensity, that I have control over the movement. So my focus when I train is, and again, that's how I like to approach training. And I think it's a good bet for you guys to do the same. It doesn't have to be that way all the time, but that's what I focus on, is to make sure you have control in every stage of the movement. And the more control you have, the easier it will be to apply speed and strength, okay? 30 seconds. Face this way for this one. Jab, cross, straight elbow, round elbow, dip, pop, pop. Knee, knee, bang. Throw that elbow, move it around, turn it. One last time in this direction. Jab, cross, elbow, elbow, dip, uppercut, hook, knee, knee, bang, elbow. Got 7 seconds left. Keep it up. Deep breaths as you go. We're almost there. Finishing round 6 in 2, 1, and time. Good. We got 2 more rounds. Same thing. We'll do let's do one more combination. Then we'll do a little bit drilling, a little bit more drilling of the head movement and the checks. And then round 9 will be the same thing. You guys will be off on your own to try to do these long combinations by yourself. All right. So for this last combo, let's go back to a boxing combination, because I feel like most of the time these longer combinations are going to be seen in boxing exchanges. All right. Whether you choose not to kick or you choose to kick, or for whatever reason you can't throw your legs, you're more likely to have these flurries with your hands. All right. So let's throw a jab, hook, cross, slip, uppercut, hook, cross, slip, cross, uppercut, hook. All right. So jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, uppercut, hook, cross. I messed it up again, didn't I? All right, I did it again. But now I know what the combination is. This is what the combo is going to be. When we start up, going into round 7, this is going to be the combination. Jab, hook, cross, okay? Jab, hook, cross. We're going to slip, cross, hook. We're going to slip, hook, cross. We're going to pull, and we're going to cross, okay? Now, when we pull, there's a lot of different talk about how people should do it, whether we should take the step. I call that a reset, right? You take the step, and then you pull, or you pull just using your head. Most people will, not most people, a lot of people will say you should take the step back and then come forward so that it's not just your head, that you have a little bit more room. It's a little bit easier to do that on your body. Thing is, you don't always have that time, and you see it very successful. A lot of people just pull their head. You see it in Muay Thai all the time. They do it for kicks. Boom. They don't do that always with their foot. You see Floyd Mayweather do it, and again, he's a phenomenal athlete. Not all of us are going to be Floyd Mayweather, but at the same time, bang, you can find that stomach strength, and you can find that way to use the elasticity of your hips, your lower back, your butt, boom, and then drive back into that punch. It's not going to be a knockout punch, but it can be very effective. Okay, so again, the combination will be jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Okay, we're going to try that out. We are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's the round. So jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Okay, from this direction. Jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. All right, in this direction. In my fighting stance, I'm moving around. Jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Good. One more time this way. And this time when I pull, I'm going to take that step. I'm going to try it both ways, right? So from here, jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Notice when I land, I still turn my shoulder. I'm not pulling and throwing the punch like this. I pull and I turn my shoulder into it. Bring my rear shoulder forward, my lead shoulder back. I turn my knuckle through. All right? So jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. And I'm here, maintain my stance. Do it from this angle right here. Jab, hook, cross, slip, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Good. When you throw these strikes, you're not going to pause and pose the way I've been doing. I'm doing it because I'm demonstrating. I want you guys to see what the movement looks like. But if I was going to do it in a little bit more of a realistic execution, the way I'm hoping you guys are doing it at home, it's me, bah, bah. Notice I'm recoiling my hand, recoiling my shoulder, maintaining my stance. That time I went a little bit fast. But either way, I want you guys to bring yourselves back into your, neutral, safe guard position at the end of every strike and not pose. No one's taking a picture, especially while you're training. Even if you're taking your own video, you can always go back and freeze frame things, but make sure you are executing these strikes in as realistic a manner as possible, even if you're going slow, even if you are going at a slower pace just to kind of get through the movements. Try not to get in the habit of posing or, again, disengaging at the moment of making your strike, whether you're hitting the bag or you are just mimicking the strikes in shadow boxing. All right, so again, my eyes going to be a little bit forward so I can see myself in the mirror. Make sure I'm being honest with my combination, with my technique. So I'm going to throw jab, hook, cross. Do that again. Jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Good. Jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Move it around. I'll do it one more time in this direction, give you something to follow along to. All right? Jab, hook, cross, slip, cross, hook, slip, hook, cross, pull, cross. Good. And again, you and I need a little bit of work on that, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you, but then while I'm teaching, I learn more about my own techniques, about the techniques that I teach, because you need to know them pretty well in order to impart them out to other people. 3, 2, 1. That's the end of round 7. Round 8 now we're going to do with the same drill that we did before. All right, as we move around, we're going to slip, roll, roll. I want you to check, move it around, and check, okay? And the idea will be for you to get a lot of reps doing it. So let's try to get a little bit of a higher volume as we do this. And I want you to think about, if possible, if you're able enough to do it when you're doing this workout today, is move at a little bit of a high speed, right? Try to figure out, okay, if I'm slipping and rolling, how am I doing so? Am I doing so in a way that's actually going to slip and roll a punch? Try to figure out, or try to assume that your opponent's pretty fast and you need to move quickly around them. If you just go here and here, that's enough to maybe understand the basis of the movement, but you won't be able to move. It's not going to work out in the real world if that's how slowly you're moving, right? If I just slip and I roll like this, I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get chopped up, right? So let's try to move with a little bit more speed for this one if we can. There it is. Round 8. All right, I'm moving around. I'm going to slip, roll. Again, slip, roll. Slip, roll. Check. Here. Boom. Check. All right, and again, I've said it, and I'll say it pretty much every time. I come from an old school of Muay Thai where we checked with the knee to the outside of the elbow. Right? I like to do it because I feel that this is still a better base to block if someone's going to kick me. If they're going a little bit higher, I'm going to use my hands. Some people say that this is a better block if you're blocking up a high kick, but at that point, I have a different tool I use for that. So that's mine. If you train Muay Thai somewhere and they tell you check with the knee on the inside of the leg, that's totally fine. Do it your way. I'm going to keep doing it my way. That's how I was taught, and I still think in my personal philosophy that's a better way to check kicks. So just making that statement explicit for anybody that watches this and be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Sorry about the bad words. For anybody that sees this and says, what the hell is this guy doing, right? I want you guys to know that's a bit of my own personal flavor when it comes to Muay Thai, but kickboxing and checking kicks. All right, so from here, boom, I check, right? I'm moving, I check, right? Check, right? Check, boom, slip, roll, right? Slip, roll. I like to do my footwork. I use a lot of that when I move around. I'm a smaller, shorter person, so I'm always having to kind of use that footwork to get around. Slip, roll, right? Slip, roll, boom, step back, check. And again, you can do it whatever pattern you feel comfortable with, but at least try to make it even. Do everything, work everything evenly, all right? Check, check, slip, roll. Slip, roll. Notice I keep my hands up as I do it. I'm not swooping my hands when I roll. Make sure you keep your hands up as you go. You keep your hands up as you go. All right. Check. There you go. You got 30 seconds to go. Keep moving around. Try to reserve a little bit of my energy for the last round. 23, 22, 21, 20 seconds. All right, keep going. As you go, remember, try to use your stomach more for your slips. Try to use your legs more for rolling. All right, and again, stomach and obliques, serratus, all this stuff, and your hips to pick your knee up when you check. There it is. There's round 8. All right, we got one more to go. Going into round 9. As always, this will be a freestyle round. And the guidelines, if any, I'd like to give you are for you to try to go into longer combinations, right? So as you're moving around, as you're throwing the combinations for this, try to throw minimum, let's say 5, 6, 7 movements, okay? Some of us are going to be in the lower end of that because, maybe we're a little bit more beginner. We're going to focus on fundamentals. They don't have to be crazy strikes. They don't have to be fancy combinations, but try to make longer combinations. Just, thread together. I've been using that word, threading or daisy chaining together. Combinations you already know. Jab, cross, hook, jab, cross, roundhouse, cross, hook, cross, jab, cross, elbow, all that type of stuff. So if you can, 5, 6, 7 movements. If you want to do a little bit extra of a challenge, 9, 10, 11, 12 movements. See what you can do. All right, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. There it is. Last round, 9th round, 3 minutes to go. Try to give me long combinations, all right? Long combinations, but a freestyle. Again, it doesn't have to be a very heavy, intense effort either. You don't have to go really hard. You might need to bring it back a little bit in order to get a little bit more flow and give yourself just a second to kind of let these combinations and these strikes come to mind. And that's okay. Remember, slow it down when you need to in order to get it right. Get it right first, and then you start working on those other variables, right? The variable of speed, the variable of intensity, variable of strength, right? But technique, flow, my opinion, is always going to trump all those other things, right? In the moment when you are protecting yourself, if you're in a situation where, again, you're it's a fight or flight scenario, your adrenaline, well, that's going to do a lot for you in terms of speed and strength and all that, and you're just going to flow. What you need is control, all right? Adrenaline doesn't really go hand in hand with control. It goes hand in hand with speed and strength and just, your ability to maybe take a hit so that you can kind of protect yourself. But if you can drill and establish control by conditioning yourself to react a certain way under pressure, then when those things do happen, when that adrenaline is going, you'll be able to kind of have certain movements ready to go, and you'll just kind of flow. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 strikes. Who knows, right? So that's what I want you to continue working. You got about 1:15 to go, all right? Keep it up. And I'm not, as I'm demonstrating right here, I'm not going crazy about my technique. I'd like you to, but I'm just showing that you can throw a lot of strikes in a row, right? Without even thinking. I'm talking and I'm throwing this stuff. And I'm not really thinking much about it. It's just happening, right? I've done this many times. I've done this a lot, but you can get to that point, right? You got 42 seconds to go. Keep moving around. Keep your hands up at the very least. If you need to take a little bit of a longer break in between the combinations, take a longer break. Move around with your hands up. Think about the combination a bit, and then see if you can, throw a longer combination. All right, you got 30 seconds left. If you can, pick up the pace, pick up the speed, see if you can really go for it. Let's end strong, all right? We got 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the bell. Great work, gang. Thanks so much for coming through. Stick around for the cool down and the stretch. So just like we did at the beginning to warm up, we're going to use the same shadow boxing to cool down. And you'll see that I'm staying very relaxed, very light. The idea here is to just cool down our body, slow down our heart rate, slow down our breathing, and to keep our muscles from tensing up after what was hopefully a challenging workout. We can keep the movements simple and straightforward. You can see I'm throwing very fundamental strikes, jabs, crosses, a little bit of defense, knees, round kicks. Because again, just the way we used our entire body for the workout, we want to make sure we cool down our entire body at the end. I'm also making use of my space, stepping forward, stepping back, moving to my right, moving to my left, making sure that I involve as many of my limbs and as much of my movement and range of motion as possible to just slowly bring myself down, back to zero,
back to a relaxed post-workout state. Remember to stay breathing throughout, and again, keep it simple. And finally, for the stretch, keep your feet wider than your shoulders, and let's reach down for our toes. Try to keep the legs straight. Stretch through the back of the legs. You can reach over to one side and then to the other. Nice and loose. And then when we can, let's put a little bend in the knees, get your body a little bit lower, let your head get heavy, and feel that stretch in your lower back. When you're ready, we're going to bring the butt all the way down, put those elbows on those knees, stretching the knees to the outside, getting a stretch on the inside of the legs. Flatten out your feet if you can. You can extend one leg, get a stretch on the bottom and the inside of that leg, and then we'll switch to the other side doing the same thing. Just trying to get a stretch laterally on the insides of the legs. When you're ready, let's sit back up, drag those hands to your hips, and give me hip rotations to one side. Really push out on the outsides, behind and forward. And then let's start going back the other way. Big circles. Feel the push out on the hips as you do so. From here, we'll lean to one side, pull the ankle towards your back. Keep the knees together, stretch the quad. Switch to the other side, same thing, keeping the knees together, stretching that quad. And then we'll place both feet on the ground and twist our upper back, getting that stretch in that mid-back. From here, let's pull the hands back behind yourself, stretch out the chest, chin to the ceiling, extend the arms. Put the wrists on the lower back, elbows forward, chin down to the ground, stretch the rotator cuffs. Chest in. You can take one arm, put it to the side, pull on the back of the shoulder, and give me circles in the wrist. Let's switch, do the same thing to the other side, stretching the back of the arm and giving some mobility and circles in the wrist. Pull the arm over the top of your head, pull on the elbow, and just lean lightly to one side, stretching the spine, switching, going lightly and slowly to the other side, staying in a straight line as you do it. And then we'll come back up to the middle, relax the shoulders, and then pull the head gently to one side. Switch gently to the other side, again, keeping the shoulders relaxed throughout. Chin to your shoulder, chin to your other shoulder, chin to your chest, and time. Very good. Let's finish with the deep bow. We're going to go knees on the ground. Think of something that you're grateful for. Think of something we did in class, and let's meditate on that just for a few breaths down here at the bottom. Us. Take another deep breath in, and exhale as you come out. Great work. Thanks for coming through. We'll see you soon.